Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Embody Your True Essence with me, Ikue. It's September 3rd, 2024. Today is step 11 day. Today is a powerful day to kind of in our first cycle of Virgo season. We're learning to embody our self-love, self-compassion, and we're learning to manifest through our love, peace and compassion. How are you guys feeling? I just had this I got this news that really excited me. So I'm like, my mood just got lifted up the whole other level. So I'm very happy. How are you guys feeling? Happy full moon and Virgo. So Virgo. And my partner is Virgo. So triple Virgo energy. And wow, Virgo is, it's good and bad, you notice little details of everything. And there's part of me that I completely slowly shifting, which is when it seems like I make a mistake, but I don't think I make a mistake. I show up with my integrity and this is who I am. Maybe some people find me as a little harsh because I have that, I wouldn't say perfectionist side, but maybe I am. I'm a recovery perfectionist. But at the same time, I have this side of me that is so committed. And sometimes I'm so used to suppressing emotions, but I'm learning to be better. But the committed side is a good side, right? So when I show up with that integrity, and some people are not ready for that kind of information, and I feel like, then, I got the feedback. And then, okay, I didn't consider other people's emotion. But at the same time, I'm learning that I am no longer responsible for people's emotion. And that is a very powerful place to be, right? We're learning. We're all about learning. Let's check our weather today. It's cloudy, but obviously I had some really good news I will be able to share very soon. But yeah, it's like lifted up my mood. How's your mood? New moon was super strong. I definitely felt that energy. I have a lot of stones right here. I left it outside. This is my moon water. I put it outside. Maybe I will drink it throughout the class. But yeah, how was your mood? What did you learn through this new moon, and what are you taking, and what did you throw away? New season started, right? New moon is all about creating a new story and new timelines. So yes, that was the energy. Hi everyone, welcome. Okay, I'm going to read. So today is step 11. I become initiated. Welcome to the new moon in Virgo. Position at step 11. Tonight's new moon promises to emotionally call your life into integrity and order. Challenges come from aspects of life out of order. Love yourself and love yourself some more to swim through it. As you calibrate your own default frequency, you're empowered to take risks or stretch the odds in other places of life. Today, your mind will innovate personal dreams, creative projects, or love affairs to a higher dimension. With Venus opposing the North Node today, it's time to forgive what you have been to yourself all these years. It's over. So, what do you think about what are the things that you stop? I just smacked the mic. To do for yourself. So it's time to forgive who you have been to yourself. One thing I notice is I've been so hard on myself, especially when I make a mistake. Or maybe I did not make a mistake, but it's about perspective. What I did, the action with integrity and love, but it's not interpreted. It was filtered because of people's trauma. And then I came across really harsh. And I wasn't, I wasn't considerate to those emotions. But at the same time, I'm learning that I'm not responsible for anyone's emotions. So I'll say it again. But I think is I noticed that, when I got the news, I was okay with it. And I totally understand. And then at the end of the day yesterday, and with the new moon energy, I started to feel a little bad about my actions. And I almost felt bad. And I felt like I wanted to put myself down. And here I am, I was able to catch the banner. I am no longer put myself down when I make a mistake. I no longer put myself down when my action was taken negatively. And I can learn a lesson to be kind and more compassionate towards people, sending love. But I don't need to, I no longer need to put myself down with my action. I show up with my authenticity. I even made that song. So, yeah, like yesterday I felt bad and I felt a little heavy, but overall I felt exhausted. I felt like I was releasing something, releasing fear, releasing what no longer served me. And it was a very powerful day from that perspective. And I am learning to embrace all of that feelings that come up because of the energy emotion that come hit my fascia. And I think that's a powerful place. I am no longer fearful about feelings. I no longer ignore some emotion that were uncomfortable, like being angry, being frustrated. And exactly those are the feeling I felt yesterday. It's like, I did all of that, like I didn't, like my effort are not sometimes understood by some people. And I can set boundaries. I don't need to go over the, boundaries to help other people. I just have my, I have my integrity and I do my work. But over that limit, I don't have to feel bad about what other people are not doing things, right? So here comes a lot of learning about myself, setting my boundaries. And yesterday I thought about, okay, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling frustration. How can I dance with my emotions? Okay, do you want to sing? Do you want to dance? It's just like learning to have a healthy relationship with the inner child and with my inner child. And feel those emotions. It's okay if I'm feeling sad. It's okay if I'm feeling frustrated. And today I got this really wonderful news that I'm very excited to share very soon. And I felt like, whoa, like suddenly my mood lifted up. It's crazy, one thing that how much this one thing can make me so happy. And then I think it's like back on my mind, it's like, oh, I might be so happy like this. But it's like, yes, I let myself be happy when I'm happy. I let myself be angry if I need to feel angry, So I can be expressive and I can express those emotions in the most safe, expansive, joyful, constructive way. And that's something that where my wisdom comes in, right? So yeah, there was lots of learning as usual. Let me continue reading about more energy of the day. Today is we're feeling that new moon energy in Virgo and in the Virgo season. So super, super potent and powerful. And we are definitely learning to, embody this self-love and, basically Virgo is about embodiment, structure, bringing that new structure into this Mother Earth, period. So what are we manifesting, right? Today is a Grandmaster of Step of I Become Virgo Step 11. This is a day where all your efforts will come together into alignment. By sunset, you will feel that you have become something new inside yourself. This will feel so certain, and you will also be able to express this truth outside yourself. You will go to bed tonight feeling that you are becoming somebody different inside and out. You may not feel that way when your day begins. However, step 11, which is the final step of manifestation, is a process of working out the kinks. You may wake feeling inadequate in some fashion. Things in your body may not work properly. You may feel somewhat off, and it's common to question the integrity of everything. You're literally measuring yourself up with yourself according to an expectation of a feeling that everything is right. All the processes you have focused on over the last 11 days are now seeking to come into synergy. Just as the organs in your body work in a beautiful biological teamwork of synergy, so too does your consciousness seek this harmonic. You're looking for the feeling of when everything just clicks. The click of healing and rendering, or step 11, is to take a non-judgmental approach with yourself. If you step back and allow all these things to happen inside of you without interrupting the process with criticism, your consciousness will assemble itself into oneness. This is your natural state of being when you don't interfere with the process. Because it's new, there's a temptation to micromanage your inner self. Instead, micromanage the feeling of compassion and spiritual forgiveness for the process, because no one is perfect. Hold this feeling of compassion and flexibility, and you will witness yourself come together effortlessly. In each of your stories today, allow your new awareness of who you are becoming to come into form. Resist the temptation to pick at the creation. Inner faith and fearlessness come into integrity today. Focus on your feelings of faith rather than be critical in your mind. A compassionate, merciful approach will bring out the strongest faith now. Long-term changes to your self-worth, confidence, and values are coming into alignment. You may be tested by an old insecurity that triggers you. Respond to perceived threats according to what your heart believes is right. The goal today is step back and allow yourself to come into perfect alignment. Do not judge, be compassionate. As you feel good about yourself on the inside, you may notice things in your surrounding environment or life that is not in alignment. This is a natural process of integrity. Once you achieve it within you, your life in the outer world seeks to reflect that inner world truth. Be observational today rather that making any outer world changes now. You won't be ready to make outer world changes for another week. Enjoy the process. My imperfection is perfection at work. That's super powerful. My imperfection is perfection at work. So in order for us to change the lens, change what we see, what is, that's reality. It's about Virgo, it's about embodiment, it's about what you do on Mother Earth. It starts from inside. And today we are called to work on our inside instead of trying to change the outer world, because outer world is of course a reflection of what's happening inside, right? When we want to change the outside, we need to start within. Inner peace, more love, more compassion, more about elevating our self-love. And that is it's like I feel like it definitely I can see the missing piece, like not missing piece, but the pieces coming together. Oh, and I notice, I catch myself, this is where I fell last time. Okay, this is what I need to work on. Okay, I notice my toxic pattern now. So my toxic patterns are normally feeling bad about myself, so I catch that, right? No. And my mantra is, I love myself and love myself more. There's nothing. Oh, I read this post. Healing has phases, right? When something happens, pointing at fingers onto somebody is super easy. Pointing at others, it's like, oh, you did this, you did that, right? And the first phase of healing is notice that, oh, I call into experience, I'm the bad one, or I am the one to blame, instead of pointing at others and blaming others. With like, right, I call this opportunity lessons to us, to me. But you can't stop there. The next phase of healing is to know that there's nothing to fix, and I am not the one to blame either. And we're all one, we're all connected, and everything else is we're just learning. We're just learning from each other, using those opportunities, trigger people, situation, and learn more about ourselves, our patterns, so that we can actually fix something. And every time you feel like, oh, this happened, oh, this person did something, and it's like, no, thank you for the reminder. Thank you for this activation, something in me, good or bad, because so that I can tune myself into the right antenna, how do you say, right frequency, tune myself. It's all about tuning in, right? So that's a powerful place to be. Sometimes it's hard, but sometimes you feel like you're out of order, out of tune. And it's just like, okay, I just needed to live in the edge around that frequency, so that I can tune back into alignment and repeat. So over time, as we are showing up for yourself and be consistent with ourselves, and then just one day and notice, wow, I've come far away. Yeah, so that's what I'm like to embody. So let's pull a card. Shine. And it's I tap 11 times for everyone, whoever watching. Hi everyone, good morning. And also people who are watching the recording. Practice Feng Shui, created a sacred space. Your home is your safe haven. Haven. Did I pronounce it right? English is so hard. Your home is your safe haven. So take a moment to practice Feng Shui and tidy up. Feng Shui, wind and water, is a traditional Chinese concept of arranging your environment to enhance your life, to ensure that you live in harmony with your home. Everything is affecting your energy positively or negatively. So important to surround yourself with everything you love and create a sacred space. Things that makes us feel annoyed, anxious, or sad zap our energy. Energy zappers can be pictures of people you aren't in a good relationship with, broken items, clothes that don't fit, or art furniture that no longer reflects your personal style. Do a declutter detox to clear away those low-vibing items and replace them with things that light you up. Clutter and uncleanliness can cause overwhelm and lack of motivation. Yeah, clutter. My closet is a little bit clutter. I throw away so much stuff. Ooh, let that siren pass. So it can get loud, but the whole point of how I started Instagram Live is I can always find inner peace in the midst of chaos. So there's that. But yeah, it's like cluttering our mind. I think that's definitely a Virgo type of energy. Throwing away what no longer serves us without having a lot of, holding on to emotions and attachment. So when you clear energy, then I can bring new energy. So that's a powerful place to be. Do you guys have any questions? Good morning. So much great insight, Ikue. Thank you, Katrina. Good morning, Mary. I didn't notice that comment right away, so thank you for that. Where are you guys tuning from? Yeah, it's a bit chilly in Vancouver, definitely, but my vibes is lifted because of that great news. You know how it's funny how emotions like waves of emotions, and they come and go, and you get so happy, you get so angry, and it's okay to be expressive, right? I was talking about this in my class the other day, and we were somehow suppressed or taught to behave and not to be loud and not to be, do this and do that, and but I think we're all different. We all come with different personality, And if someone's loud and when you get triggered by, that's when you need to go inside. Why do I feel this way? Or I'm late. What did I miss? Good morning. You missed some messages, but I've been talking about full moon Virgo vibe and how we need to declutter our mind and declutter our space and think about feng shui, but also talking about how we accept our emotions as they are, you know. When we feel like I had some good news today and it's like I get so excited, you know, it's like I'm so excited. I let myself be excited instead of like, you know, sometimes people say when you go super high, when something happens and you go down. So, you know, some people think it's like just go neutral. This is the best way. What do you think about that? Some people are more like this, right? Some people are like to just stay here. But maybe this is a safe way. Yeah. I sometimes think about that. You know, fascia maneuvers allow us to manage stress, but doesn't mean that emotion goes like this, right? Maybe more like you're in control. Um, if you go like this, you're still in control. I think that's your rhythm, right? But if you feel out of control going like this, then you want to practice going a little more. But at the end of it, we all have a rhythm. What's your rhythm? What's your heart frequency, you know? So I think it's okay to play with that idea. Sometimes you go like this and enjoy the ride, right? Roller coaster ride. And maybe sometimes you put yourself in that situation, like you fire up your adrenaline and you be nervous, you know, to something that scares you. Go up on stage and talk, or maybe like go on a roller coaster ride, like literally. That will fire up your stress hormone and make you really tired. And then maybe it ages you a little. Because what I know is if you're being fire up your stress hormone, every time you use stress hormone, that kind of just make our body tired, right? And make our fascia tight. There are two ways to remove stress. One is to intentionally fire up your stress hormone, so adrenaline goes up, right? And then you resolve that resolve that stress so you can put your stress level down. It's so funny, the piece. And the other way is to literally move your fascia. You move fascially. Fascia likes to feel safe. Fascia likes to twist. Fascia likes to move slowly, right? So, and basically do fascia maneuvers. Fascia maneuvers super powerful because when you do that, you can remove your stress without firing up your stress hormone. So that's super powerful. So learn to move your fascia, or even when you're not doing a particular fascia maneuvers, you can learn to move fascially as you started to go on this journey. Lots of twisting, lots of listening and hydrating your fascia so that you can be aware what's going on, pay attention to your sensation and feelings, and so that you can really bring back more flow. I believe that fascia is water, so we're moving water when you do fascia maneuvers, right? So as you do fascia maneuver, when fascia opens up, you're more aware of your flow into your body. And you can tell where the flow is more flowy, where the flow is a little bit tight, right? Like where the tightness is, whether your water is not being flowy, maybe the water is a little bit hard, you know, and slower, or where the flow is a lot more flowy, right? So pay attention to that. And I think pay attention to the body and sensation. And when you feel tightness, it's just like give yourself a little attention. Like, okay, this feels a little tight. Let's move together. We all have healing hands, so use that healing hands to melt the area. Have a little tension. Give yourself a little attention, right? And it's just like reminding yourself we're a flowy being. And as we practice being consistent, fascia started to react so fast. That's when you know you're more flowy. As soon as work through that emotions that makes our fascia tight, then the fascia goes like this. And I feel that in my body too, but people who work with me energetically, like craniosacral, they often say that my fascia, my body reacts so fast, and it goes like this, where the tightness, and we all have trauma, we all have place to hold on to, and work through that emotions. Like, I forgive my mother, I choose my life. Thank you. Thank you for this reminder, so that I can be more confident. Thank you, fear around my hips. Thank you. And I will stretch my fascia, or use the power of intention and affirmation. And sensation comes up with that release, right? Maybe I feel like my heart opening up. Maybe I cry, right? That's when the fascia reacts to the change. So it goes like this. So this is a journey. Sometimes we feel like it's, we're moving backwards, so I'm still dealing with these emotions, but go at it. Repetition, consistency, showing up, that's all that is, right? There's no other secret. I think is, maybe like we're so tight, like this is our liquid gold, and it's tight, but going at it, and eventually you will break through. And I think that's a fact. That's a physical thing, physics, right? Even though you build this pattern over the last 26,000 year cycle of Earth, but you know that it's consistency, showing up for yourself, and try to hammer it, breaking the pattern. It doesn't affect you right away, but I'm just gonna show up for myself. Every time I have this feeling, I tell myself, I love myself and love myself more. I never put myself down ever again because of what other people's reactions. I show up with my authenticity. I show up in integrity. I love myself, and I do my job with more kindness, compassion. So thank you for the reminder to teach me more about compassion towards myself, not necessarily towards others, so I can be kind and compassionate, because outside is a reflection of my mind, what's going on inside. I choose more love. I choose more compassion. I choose more inner peace. So thank you. I choose myself. I love myself. I love myself. And then someday there's a little breakthrough. Maybe it doesn't happen all the way, right? There's a little bit of crack here. It's like, okay, it's a good sign. Okay, it's crack happening. And then with the crack, there's an emotional release, right? It's just like, bulge your eyes out, and it's like, oh, you anger coming up. It's like, oh, there's a hidden emotions right there. Work through it. And another event happens, and it crack you wide open. It's like, oh, okay, there's another one, but there's so many layers to it, right? So keep working on it, so that is every year we repeat the energy, because think about 12 zodiac sign, right? We're learning the lesson that meant to be learned in Virgo season. You know what I mean? We learn the lesson in each season, and those are the lessons can only be learned in the particular zodiac sign, season, the energy, and the planet, right? So can you just trust that we're exactly meant to learn the lessons? Everything we are learning is everything we need to learn. And as much as our ego wants to rush the process of learning, and I want to get this right away, but just think about that. Like, I think about this, like, if I have all of that things that I want to get right away, am I even ready to hold that? Like, am I even ready to have that capacity to, receive the consequences? So if nothing is happening, it's time for us to build the platform, because when things come, am I even ready? Am I even ready to hold that? Let's say, like, I want to have more media exposure, or I want to have like more bigger following. If I don't have any platform for people to go in and it's like, building my business, all my effort and what I manifested is like going down in, down the drain. You know what I mean? Like I need to create the platform. So I'm like, back of my head, I'm thinking like create the coaching program so people can find me and then go through that and then learn something. So that's something that is coming up for me. And it's been a process because to even get there in my journey, like you don't have to listen to everything I say, but we all have our life purpose, or, even when you feel lost, we all comes with special skill. It's about tapping into that. But sometimes we feel lost because you don't acknowledge the superpower that you cultivated for the last, I don't know, 40 years, 50 years. And it's about knowing what your superpower is. But in order for us to know that superpower, you need to take the next logical step and start pushing into and tackling into. Maybe you don't feel like you are not doing anything, but it's you doing something. So let's just hope that every action take is supported by our heart. So that as long as we know that if we take action because our heart wants to do that, then maybe right away we don't get that ideal result that we hope for, but still in the process of making, right? So instead of let that ego and mind try to get in the way of what is becoming, we just trust that, okay, universe, this is what I want, please get me, and I'm just gonna take the next logical step. I show up for myself, be consistent. I'm just gonna keep working, whatever that is. Maybe some days I can do all the things I promised, but my intention is there. I'm also, it's a lot of factors, right? I'm also learning to take time for myself. I'm also finding the perfect balance between my job, my career, and my relationship. It's a lot to deal with for sure. But what is most important is to show up for yourself and love yourself first. Because when you are putting ourselves first, that's when everything is meant to fall into place, believe it or not. And that's something that I'm embodying. That's something that I'm fully immersing myself to the idea that, okay, my life is for myself. My life is for me. My life is for me. My reality is for me. I get to create what I want to create. Now, what do I want to create, right? So little bit of this, little bit of this, little bit of this every single day. You don't have, you don't want to have a lot of focus throughout the day, but sometimes you need to focus on this particular thing a little more than this one, you know what I mean? So lots of moving parts coming together, but I think this is where we feel uncomfortable because things are like floating literally, right? Moving parts and moving parts that are moving. But let's dance and juggle that and then enjoy. Being uncomfortable doesn't mean that we're unsafe. That's where the next world, I feel like that's going to be the next theme, because we're so attached to the idea when we feel uncomfortable, because if we don't want to change, that makes us uncomfortable. But we're still safe, we're still protected, we're still, because I said so, because we said so, because we set the intention. We all start with our belief system. So as we are working through that, two separate things, be uncomfortable, be unsafe, two separate things. I can still be uncomfortable, still working on myself, doing something that literally scares me, tests my integrity, tests my fear, tests my anger, all of that. But I learned to enjoy this. I learned the lesson, and I learned to enjoy this journey. So as we go through that, you eventually become very comfortable being flowy and being fluid and adaptive and constant change. It's like, here comes, okay, we're gonna do this again. And you don't really have judgment over it anymore. It's like, it is what it is. I learned to flow, but know that you can't change outside, but only thing you can control is a reaction to this. There comes a buffer time, right? So inner peace, my self-love, my self-compassion is number one priority. So I'll do anything that my heart wants. But in this moment, if I don't feel fully safe, I am going to sit with that emotion. What is this emotion teaching me? My emotion just wants to be nurtured. Okay, take a deep breath. I feel like I'm rushing right now because of the outside, but it doesn't matter. I feel out of control because I'm rushing inside. So slow down, slow down. It's okay. Nothing serious going on here because fear makes us rush, right? Makes us go faster, faster, faster. But it's all good. It's all good. You show up as you can, right? You have your boundaries with yourself. I'm also learning to stop when I work. Stop working. So I could go on, go on. Okay, let's do this, let's do that. And I have a sense of accomplishment by pushing forward like that for hours and hours. But here comes healing or working on yourself can be so addictive too. In the end, it's about balance. And so we're all learning to balance out. And what's our rhythm? Sometimes we want to be really fast. Sometimes we want to be very slowly, right? Learn to flow, and that's my motto. Flow like water, flow. Make my body more water. Make my perception more flowy, adaptive, fluid. So embodiment of fluidity and adaptability is what I going to embody. Yes. So I tell myself, so I practice and I keep telling myself that eventually it makes sense and make sense in layers, right? Yeah. How are you guys feeling? I feel like today I don't have a lot to say, but I feel like I've already said a lot of things. And yeah, so today is about step 11. Things that have been working through for the last 10 days, last 0 to 10, which is, yeah, 11 days, come into fruition today. So whatever comes is a result of what you have worked on. And in this Virgo season, it's all about embodiment. We're learning, and from in Leo season, we learn about loving ourselves, and now this time to embody that self-love that we learn, and it's a new story that we create. To fully love ourselves, we have to throw away something that pull us back. And for me, making the mistake and putting myself down, that's a huge one. And making people sad or do with my actions, and when people are sad or have reaction, get offensive, and pulling myself down, I'm gonna stop doing that. Just tell myself in real time, I'm just gonna keep lifting myself up. It was what it was. I show up and I did things, and people take it positively, negatively. I can't control that, but I have fun and come with the love and compassion and choose to do so. It doesn't matter. People love it. Maybe people don't love it right away, but maybe 5 days, people come to realization. And so it's not my fault. I'm going to be kind to myself. Yes, I let go of people's expectations. I don't need to please everybody. I don't need to be perfect. I'm always learning. I'm in the making, I'm in the process of being fabulous and more fabulous. I'm the art. I'm the I what's that word? I'm the art, work of art, work of art. that is that is so committed to becoming better, but in the middle, I don't need to judge myself. So it's all about be kind and be kind to yourself more. Anyone you're going through that you want to share? How's you feeling? How's your new energy? Let's keep lifting ourselves up, because the more people who find their inner peace, the more people, then we can actually bring the world peace. That's what it is. You don't have to fix anything. You just have everybody, if everybody start working on their inner peace, the world is gonna reflect that. And in that sense, you don't have to watch news whatsoever, because you don't really know if that really happening. Did you really see it with your eyes, right? So you just you this is our it's like place to hold protection. I live in inner peace, I live in love, I live in compassion, so that even when outside try to test your integrity of your self-love, self-compassion, it's like, no, thank you for this reminder to love myself more. Thank you for this reminder to be more kind to myself. Thank you for this reminder to be more compassionate with ourselves. So, with that being said, but I'll see you back tomorrow on Wednesday. Hope you guys have a great morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Thank you for these reminders, Ikue. Resonate with what you said about inner peace, protection, even when the outside feels crazy. Yes, yes, thank you for that comment. It's all about loving ourselves and loving ourselves more, right? And we're all learning that. Yes, hi Marisol. Hi, how do you say, new ones or 99 ones? Thank you guys. Let's work on our inner peace. Oh yeah, inner peace. Let's have that balloon. Oh, there's a different emoji showed up. That's so funny. Thank you guys. Bye.